With some big upside games in match day 2, is now the best time to wildcard. Welcome to the Gianni Buttice YouTube show. Hope you guys are well. Hope we're all enjoying the Euros. I certainly am. It's been brilliant so far. Loads of entertaining games. And I'm expecting lots of entertaining games in match day 2. And if we get that, we're going to get goals. If we get goals, maybe that wildcard is worth using. Remember, we have a limitless chip to still use. I'm going match day 3 for that. That's pretty locked in. And we also get another wildcard in match day 4. So now might be the time. Remember, we get loads more transfers as the knockouts go on as well. So if I'm looking to wildcard in match day 2, let's have a look at my team. But before we do, let's just quickly check out the fixtures. And when we look at these fixtures, definitely some big upside ones. Could we go heavy on Croatia? Maybe. Germany? Definitely. Elsewhere, who do we like? I mean, England, Denmark. Yeah, I fancy England there too. Spain, Italy might be a swerve fixture. But then Ukraine, can they get some points on the board against Slovenia? I think they can. Netherlands, France, again, maybe one to swerve, but we could go big still on the likes of Belgium. So with that in mind, let's have a look how I would set up if I wildcard. And I'm still undecided, by the way, if I'm going to wildcard. We'll talk more about my team later in the show. So if we talk through it from bottom to top, let's start with goalkeepers. I like... as the days go on, we just learn more and more about some of the enablers that might be starting in our teams. So what we saw on Sunday night against England, we saw a 4 million keeper playing for Serbia. We didn't expect Raujovic to be the goalkeeper for Serbia, but he's 4 million. He played quite well against England. That save from the Harry Kane header was outstanding. He's going to keep his spot. He plays Slovenia. I thought Serbia looked good against England, good enough, certainly in the second half, to show that they can beat Slovenia. So I've gone for a 4 million goalkeeper here who plays on a different day. That's always really important, remember, with goalkeepers, to Andrei Lunin of Ukraine. Again, can Ukraine keep a clean sheet against Slovakia? Well, I think they can. So this is a total spend here of 8.5 million. I really like that. On two keepers that both have a good chance, I think, of a clean sheet. Let's have a look at the defence, though. This is where it starts getting a little bit more exciting. What we saw from England against Serbia was a team that I think can keep clean sheets. And we know this from Gareth Southgate. So I'm going double England defence for the Denmark fixture. Again, Denmark, I thought, looked a little bit shot shy versus Slovenia. Slovenia deserved their point. And Trent Alexander-Arnold is playing in midfield. He will get some early subs, but that's fine. As long as he's getting subbed off at 60 minutes plus, we're good for those clean sheet bankers. Mark Gahey, outstanding with the ball recoveries, the tackles, the blocks, the interceptions, the clearances. He's going to be a bit of a points magnet at 4.5. I'm surprised he's not in more teams, and I think his popularity is going to increase as the tournament goes on. So Gahey and Trent, I really like and got them in. Germany were really unlucky to concede against Scotland. It was an own goal from Rudiger. I think we excuse me. Wow, hay fever season. Hay fever season. These videos are not edited. They are clipped at the top and bottom, and that is it. So you are going to get that sneeze. When I start doing FPL videos, you're going to get way fancier graphics, slicker. But for Euros, it's a fast-paced turnaround. Fast-paced turnaround. Also, my editor isn't around this summer. So it's just little old me. So you got to get used to the rubbish graphics. Do drop a comment, by the way, if you're enjoying the Euro streams. I know they're not quite to the professional standards of my FPL stuff. And guys, if you fancy supporting the channel, likes and subscribes would be welcome. Support me as I try and upload and edit and do all that stuff by myself, because I'm rubbish at all that. Mittelstadt was brilliant for Germany against Scotland. At 4 million, he comes in again. Like, he's just a lock every week. Like Hungary, I expect Germany to have a good chance of a clean sheet. Hungary will be fired up. Of course they will be. But Mittelstadt, what we know from him is he bombs on down the left. He's 4 million. He looks proper exciting, the Stuttgart left back. De Cooper as well for Belgium is in. I am recording this before Belgium plays. So I'm hoping he looks good in match day 1. And then DeMarco, I mean, he's like a wide forward. He's like a wide forward, and I know he plays Spain, but this is the one guy I've got in this fixture because, again, his price point is just wrong. It shouldn't be 5 million, and it is. So we're maxing that. We're making the most of being able to go on a 5 million DeMarco here. So that's the defence. Look, I could look at... I'm swerving the likes of Netherlands and France who play each other. I'm swerving Spain. I don't have a Croatian defender, and there's an argument to say you could have someone like a Gvardiol in at 5.5. Albania did look fairly strong though against Italy. Like they scored a goal, they could have scored again late on. Albania also topped their group in qualifying. They beat the likes of Poland. Albania are no mugs. So I just don't know if I want to back Croatia for a clean sheet after conceding 3 to Spain. But yeah, Gvardiol would be on my mind. Okay. We can see here, by the way, the guys that are highlighted are the guys that I don't have in my current team. So Mittelstadt, DeMarco, De Kuyper, and Lunin, 4 so far of the 7 names I've showed you, are actually already in my team, which will then contribute to the question of, do I just make 2 transfers and keep the team and save the wildcard, or do I use the wildcard now? We'll talk about that dilemma later in the show. Midfield. This is an excuse to shuffle the pack. And actually, 4 of the 5 here would be new additions to my team. I have Wirtz in my current team. Now, let's just talk about the German midfield, because I think Germany have been the most impressive team so far of the tournament. Certainly in attack. Now, Wirtz is the golden boy. He was brilliant, but he was hooked after an hour. I watched that game thinking, yeah, I get why Musiala's $1 million more. And actually, Gundogan for $500,000 less than Wirtz is phenomenal value. So, yes, I'm happy with Wirtz, but Gundogan is getting 90. Musiala, I think, got 74 minutes. They're staying on the pitch longer than Wirtz. Wirtz is first attacking sub. And we know Sane will come on. Muller will come on. There's strength and depth there. Pascal Gross will come in midfield. But if Gundo is going to keep getting 90, and Musiala, I think, will get a lot of sort of 80 minutes plus, and Wirtz gets loads of 60, then maybe Musiala and Gundo are the way to go, especially when on a wildcard or on a limitless. So Musiala and Gundogan are therefore in, and I expect Germany just to carry on. I thought they're phenomenal. Free-flowing, fun football from the Germans. Jude Bellingham, we don't need to talk much about Jude. He was outstanding. He looked like a one-man team at times. That first half, he was like a man possessed. Jude Bellingham deserves all the plaudits he's getting. This is a 20-year-old playing on a different level to his teammates. Against Denmark, he can do the same again. He is more expensive than Foden. He's 9.5. Foden's 9. Foden was so quiet again. I'd be swerving him. But Saka looked bright at 8.5. The only worry with Saka is his injuries. We know he didn't play in the friendlies. We know he got hooked after around 65 minutes, I think it was. He didn't finish the season well at Arsenal because of his injuries. I just wonder how fit Saka is. Bellingham is the standout option there. We then have Sudakov in midfield. He is like a second striker for Ukraine. Mudrik's best mate, he's 6.5. He's cheaper than Mudrik. Again, I think Ukraine against Slovakia is a good fixture. So Sudakov is definitely on my mind as a 6.5 sort of enabler, if you like. And then De Bruyne as well. Again, I just like Belgium. And I think that fixture is nice for Romania. This team is still heavy on Belgium, like my actual team. De Bruyne, I just think, is one of these players that could just go nuts on any given day. And I think his price is quite good, under 10 million, you know. So De Bruyne is in there. There's not an array of premium midfield options you might want this week. Bruno Fernandes does play Turkey. But again, I think Portugal-Turkey could be tight. So I've actually taken out my Portugal players. Ronaldo and Bruno are not in my Matchday 2 wildcard team. They're in my current team. And I guess it just comes down to how much you fancy Portugal against Turkey, because Portugal are one of those upside teams. But I think Belgium, Germany, England could be the teams to chase on match day 2. Hey, maybe even Ukraine. Let's have a look at the forwards then, shall we? Before we do, a little call to hit those buttons if you fancy it, guys. Please do like and subscribe to the channel. So forwards, let's have a look. And thank you, by the way. Like, loads of you have been subscribing, loads of new people coming on board and supporting the journey. So please do hit the buttons. I really appreciate that. And drop a comment. Any questions you've got, I'll be getting back to you. Lukaku. I backed Lukaku for the Golden Boot before the tournament. Mbappe is in. Again, I don't have much French cover. And that France-Holland game is one that I want to swerve. And the Netherlands, you just never know what Netherlands team is going to turn up. And against Poland, Verbruggen did get 6 saves. Like, if France have as many shots as Poland, they're going to score more goals. Mbappe, the main man. Mitrovic. Wasn't happy getting subbed on an hour. Didn't play well. Is Serbia's record goal scorer. He's also $500,000 cheaper than Vlahovic. with this current team, I can't fit Vlahovic in. But Vlahovic played 90, looked really good. But I just back against weaker opposition, Mitrovic to stay on the pitch for 90 minutes and get some goals. And actually, I think the Slovenian fixture is really good. So Mitrovic, another little wildcard pick in there. And I think you've got to have a couple of differentials. And he's certainly one. But 7 million, I like the price point. So Mitro is also in. It's a fun-looking team. I like it. There's no the big miss is, I guess, the Portugal players. But I guess I just back Turkey to be better than people perhaps give them credit for. So this is the wildcard team. The big question is does Gianni hit the button? We can see my current team has a fair few of these players in. No, okay, the midfield's different, but the back line is similar. The front line is similar. If I was using my current team, I'd probably want to chase someone like a Bellingham, maybe a Sudakov, maybe selling a Bruno Fernandes, keeping a Ronaldo, probably. So the big question there is, do I go for it? Do I use the wild card now? Now, what are the benefits of using it now versus using it later? We do get a wild card in match day 4. So going into the last 16, brilliant, a new team. But in the last 16, will there be some surprises? Will, I think it's 3 transfers, be enough going into the quarterfinals? I'm not sure. Like it'll be great, 3 transfers, but having a wild card could be really strong. It depends if we think we're going to get upsets in the last 16. Though, if we don't get any upsets, you look at your team in the quarterfinals and go, don't really even need many transfers, let alone a wild card. But if you get an upset or 2 and a big team goes home, straight away you're like, having a wild card would be really nice here. So it just comes down to what your team currently looks like for match day 2. If you're happy with your team with 2 free transfers, and it's not optimal, but it's good, I would suggest rolling and therefore keeping the wild card. If you look at your team, your wildcard team versus your match day 2 team with 2 transfers, and it still looks very different, then go for it. Use the wild card now because 3 transfers will probably be enough ahead of the quarterfinals. That's the big decision you've got to make, and it's so team dependent. We say this all the time with chips. What I would do is start thinking about your 3rd chip and if and when you're using that. I know I'm using Limitless in match day 3. I know my current team doesn't look good in match day 3, and I know I want to spend tons of money on big upside picks, and I want to back the likes of England and Portugal and France. And these guys are expensive from those teams. Having unlimited budget would be massive in match day 3. And I think that is the obvious time for any team really to use the Limitless chip. But it might come into the conversation when you're thinking about where you use your wild card. So yeah, bit of thinking there. If you want to see my team and what I'm going to do with my team in terms of my lock team, am I using wildcard or am I using 2 free transfers? There will be another video out in a few hours from now. So when you're watching this, expect it might even already be out by Monday night. It will be out because, of course, the deadline is Tuesday lunchtime. So Monday night, keep your eyes peeled if you want to see my team or you watch it Tuesday morning. Thank you so much, guys, for the support. Hitting those buttons is well appreciated. Subscribe on your way out, and I will see you very soon. Very fast turnaround time. Bye-bye, guys.